That's lovely. I did have a little drive around there a few weeks ago with a girlfriend, and yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, you're gonna have to come out and have a coffee with me when I move into my office there. It's a lovely
Yes,
space.
that's fantastic. When are you doing that?
In the next couple of weeks.
Mm, that's exciting. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, really exciting.
So is it recording okay?
Yep, it seems it's
Yep.
recording now, so yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So just those learning outcomes again. So from this session, plan is for you to be able to plan your monthly social media marketing content easily without having to put a lot of time into it,
Mhm.
and how to find and save the content that you want to share,
Mhm.
how to create engaging text to accompany the posts that you want to share,
Yep.
and how to harness the power of tagging and hashtags. So you can try and get more people looking at your posts.
Excellent.
So planning is pretty much, I would recommend putting aside time once a month
Mhm.
and doing the plan, because you're really looking for roughly 20 posts to share over the month. So I reckon if you can set time aside and make it a task that you just do once a month, it just makes your job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And you're just looking for content so that you're covering off on the minimum amount of posts that you want to post, because you'll always find more content through the month that you want to share.
Yeah.
So that will just be extra stuff. So depending on what you decide, you might want to share 3 posts a week on Facebook or 5.
Mhm.
So if you're going to go with 3 posts a month, 3 posts a week, then you'd be looking at 12 posts that you have to come up with once a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon 5 a week is okay as well. So do you know what you decide that you'd like to do?
Yeah, between 3 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I like where the spontaneous posts that come up too. But I do have
Yeah.
an idea of some topics, some hot topics that have come up recently too. In
Mm.
fact, peer-to-peer lending is an interesting
Mm.
topic that has recently come up.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, it's an
So,
interesting development in the space of crowdfunding. Taking
right.
crowdfunding to another level, where
Right.
so yeah, banks have got to watch out. There's some interesting
Yeah,
stuff happening out there.
that's good. That's awesome. All right, so that I'll show you in the next session how you get your. So if you come up with the 12 posts for Facebook, I'll show you next session how we multiply that out for Twitter. So
Okay. Yeah.
and how you change it up a little bit so that it fits within the 140 characters, and so that they're not exactly the same. They're a little bit different for each one.
Sure. Okay.
So I've got down here, ensure you include relevant text, links, images, hashtags, and tags in each post. And so the spreadsheet that I've included, if you have a look at that, it's got a column for each of those: the text, the links, hashtags and tags, and images. So on that spreadsheet, it's just the first sheet that's the first one to start with.
Yep. So I've got that spreadsheet open, and it shows the first page is a text or category text,
Yep.
links, tags and hashtags,
Yeah.
and images. Yep.
Okay, great. And are you familiar with Excel?
Just on a very basic level.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. That's all you really need. There's a little bit of a funny thing when we do the 140 characters, but I'll show you how to do that. So it's just, once you've done it once, you'll understand to do it the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So the categories we set up from the strategy, which were categories of topics that would be of interest to your audience. And obviously they can change as time goes on and you work out that they're more interested in these topics, or, you know, you become more familiar with your audience, so you can change them up a little bit. But I guess the outset of planning what categories you're going to post on makes it easier for when you're searching, and particularly when you hit those days when you know you've got to do this but you've been avoiding it and you're like, what the hell am I going to post on? So at least when you keep coming back to the categories, it gives you that something that makes it a little bit easier to get into it and start finding stuff.
Yep.
And again, you can just change it up as, like, we've sort of done a suggested amount of posts for each different topic. Like, you've got a couple for Argonaut, that may change. Like, you may have, you know, your seminar that's coming up, so you decide, okay, I think it's all right if I put out one post a week about the seminars. So you might have 4 posts for that month specifically to post about your seminars.
Yes.
Yeah, just try to keep in that ratio of the 80-20. So you might put a few more posts out at that point to keep the ratios even.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously remember to include that unique content for yourself. So this content curation we'll go through is really about how to find content from other people to give you some bulk, really. But the more that you create your own blog posts or podcasts or webinars or whatever you do, the more that you create your own valuable information that you're giving away, the less that you'll have to include of other people's.
Yep.
And I guess always keep it in your mind about how you're bringing people back to your sales funnel, whether that's to your website or whether that's just asking them to call you or whatever. Just keeping that at your forefront when you are doing your little 20% selling to make sure you're capitalising on the whole reason why you're doing social media.
Yeah.
So on page 2, there's some tools that you can use to do this curation, they call it, curation of content.
Oh, is this on your
on the Word doc?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. And if you do search by content curation, you'll find that there's tons and tons of tools out there. A lot of them are, you know, big programs and costly. So the ones I've mentioned here are less costly. Feedly is the one that I use. Feedly is really handy because basically you tell Feedly what topics you're interested in, and then it'll bring up a whole heap of posts and you can actually save those topics. So I want to have a little look at that one with you today.
Okay, yep.
Appsway.co is a little bit more if you wanted to share directly rather than creating the spreadsheet first. So you might find down the track as you get a bit more into this that you prefer a mechanism like Sway, which you log in with your Facebook account and you tell it which profile you're creating content for, and it'll actually suggest some posts for you. So it's probably a little bit more of a time saver, but at the same time, I think it probably gives you a little bit less flexibility about what you want to include, what comes up. Yeah.
Okay.
And Zite is a little bit different again because it's only available on the iPhone or the iPad. But if you were on the run and you wanted to just, you know, check in every few days to see what's out there and then share it via your phone or your iPad, Zite's another good idea as well. So the two that I use is Feedly and Google. So what I might do is get you to share your screen with me and then log into Feedly and we'll start setting you an account up.
Okay, excellent. All right. Just trying to maximize the Skype thing again so I can get that.
Oh yeah, so you can see the little
Yeah.
thing down the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. All right. So can you see my screen?
I can. Yep. Awesome.
Excellent. So I will click
So
on
go
this.
to the internet. Yeah, click on that link. Hopefully it works. I'll copy and paste. Yeah. It's gone funny.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. All right.
Okay, great.
Feedly. Okay. So click on that one. Explore.
Yes. So on the left-hand side, there's that little thing. Yeah, open that up. That's great. So no, they got an option on the right there for you to start an account. Get rid of me if you need to. Yeah, maybe click login and see if it gives you an option to create a new account. It's $5 a month to use. So yeah, you can just log in with Facebook. That's a nice, simple, easy way to do it.
Okay.
Do you like how my mug is colour coordinated with what I'm wearing today?
That's fantastic. Very lovely, Mel.
It's funny now I can see myself double with being on your screen.
It looks very professional.
That's right, I organised that.
Okay, so
So okay down the bottom.
okay.
So there's good things, and limitations as well. So what I'll do, just pop in a topic there that you're interested in, something broad, I guess, like entrepreneur or business.
Yep.
Yeah. So what it's done is brought up a whole lot of blog posts that come up with that word.
Yep.
And if you like the sound of them, you can click the plus and it'll add that to your Feedly, which means that they'll then show you those blog posts from those people. Click on that entrepreneur.
This one here?
Yep. Now it should give you an option. Okay, so you can change the name of that if you want. So that's gone into... So the collections are basically like you can create categories and then you'll end up putting different websites under that category. So at the moment you're putting this entrepreneur website under something. So yeah, I'd probably just keep it under that sort of topic and you can click add. And now if you click on entrepreneurship, the main heading, yep, it'll just show you all the blog posts for that particular topic.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We can add more websites under entrepreneurship and it'll have more than just that one website showing up.
Yeah.
So if you go back to home on the left of the screen, yep. Actually, go to add content. Try that one. Yeah, okay, so that's the easiest screen to work from, and type that topic in again if you like, and choose another one to add.
Yeah. Okay. I might try